Hey, what's up, party people? So I got something super exciting, at least it is for me. Hopefully you find it as exciting as I do. You probably know that I am a gigantic whore for best millimeter. And if you know much about ammunition, you know that the HST has not been available in 10 millimeter pretty much at all. I mean, to be fair, sure, there have been some small lots of pulled bullets available through some of the reloading supply companies. And of course, you could go out and you could buy 40 Smith & Wesson, pull the bullets, and load them into 10 millimeter. But by and large, HST has just not been available in 10 millimeter until now. I have right here in my sticky little fingers some Federal 200 grain 10 millimeter HST. Now, I haven't shot this yet. As you can see, this gel block is virgin, but I'm going to make some predictions. One, I think Federal probably intends to keep this subsonic for use in a suppressor. I'm betting that it's going to be just barely subsonic though. Number two, and this is the one that I'm really going to hang my hat on, it's going to be an absolute boss. HST is a badass bullet that does really, really well in almost every caliber. Well, every caliber that comes to mind. And of course, 10 millimeter is a beast of a round. You put the two together and I'm expecting very, very good performance. I expect to see perfect penetration in both bare gel and in heavy clothing. And I'm expecting to see really large expansion. But I've been wrong in the past, so feel free to make fun of me if my predictions turn out to be false. We're going to go ahead and shoot it out of my EAA Witness with a 4.5 inch barrel into some Clear Ballistics clear gel. Okay, so I fired a total of 4 shots. One of them exited the block here at 20 inches. Another one stopped at 20.2, 19.4, and this one went to 19.2 and then rebounded back to here. Now, based on what I've seen in high speed, when you see a track extend like that, the bullet does actually make it out that far and it kind of bounces back along the track and ends up somewhere a little bit further back, but the total penetration should be counted as the farthest extent here. So that's what we're going to count it at. Let's get some of these bullets out of here and take a look. Excellent expansion. It looks like factory, but of course it's bare gel, so that's what you would expect. And I'll probably leave the last one for off camera because it's way in there. But this is pretty uniform, pretty much identical all the way around. Like I said, there's no surprises here. The real measure is what's going to happen with the heavy clothing. Let's flip the block over, put 4 layers of denim in place, and take a few more shots. Okay, looks like I lost a couple out the side of the block here, and I did take some shots while the denim was all wadded up, so I'm gonna have to repeat some of these shots. But at first glance, this looks very consistent. All right, now we got a mass of bullets. Most of them stopped right in here. One of them's back here, but I think this is one of the ones that I fired at the wad of denim when it fell down earlier. As I was shooting earlier, I fired another round when the denim was just a ball of jeans matter, and I don't think that's the way you're supposed to really do it, but I was curious what would happen. So we're gonna have to exclude this as far as the data goes, but it was interesting to my mind. Entertaining, at least. So the penetrations are gonna be 22.5, 22.7, 21.8, 21.6. So this is that bullet that I fired into the wad of denim. It's still expanded a bit. I can't blame it that much for not performing right, because it probably encountered a few more than just 4 layers of denim. Let's take a look at the other ones. Oh, that's sharp. Ow. Yeah. That's good uniform expansion. Okay. Looks pretty decent. Okay, so here are the bullets from the Bear Gel. Here's the bullet that was fired into that wad of denim. And here are the bullets from the 4 layers of denim. You can see the little denim plug still on that one. And if you look very close, I don't know if it shows up very well on video, but you can actually see the front of these bullets roughed up a little bit from the texture of the denim as it was pressed into the lead. Let's see how close we can get and stay in focus. Yeah, probably not that good. We'll get some photos when we get home. But you can actually see the texture of the denim in the lead. Before we start with my analysis, I want to point out that clear gel can produce exaggerated penetration results. Federal Zone testing shows an average of 13.7 inches in calibrated 10% ordnance gelatin. All right, so how did my predictions go? Well, on the velocity, gotta say I was pretty much dead on. That's what I expected. I expected to see a little under the speed of sound, which at sea level and room temperature and all that is around 1100 feet per second. Of course, that varies with altitude, humidity, and temperature, but 1050, 1060 is right in that neighborhood. And I predicted that we would see nice, big, consistent expansion. I was not disappointed there. Of course, we saw reliable expansion in the heavy clothing. What I did not expect to see was that it went so deep. I predicted that the penetration would be just about perfect. I was expecting 14 to 16 inches, but this went quite a bit deeper. So we come back to the topic of overpenetration, which we have covered many other times in many other videos. And as you know, I don't believe that overpenetration is nearly the risk that a lot of people make it out to be. To be fair, yes, sure. You want to have a bullet for defensive use that penetrates 14 to 16 inches ideally. And per FBI standards, bullets that penetrate between 12 and 18 inches are not scored down on their assessment scale. Bullets that penetrate less than 12 inches or more than 18 inches get points deducted on the FBI scoring protocol. That said, I have never seen, not one single case, and I've been asking for this for years, not one single case have I seen where a private citizen fired rounds in justified self-defense that passed through a bad guy and hurt an innocent bystander. It happens to cops all the time because Police officers are far more likely to have to shoot their weapon in a situation where there's a lot of other people standing around. That doesn't happen to private citizens nearly as often. If you know of a situation where that's happened, please definitely leave a comment below, leave a link, show a link to it. I would love to see that. I don't know of a case that it's happened. That doesn't mean that it couldn't happen, of course, but to my knowledge, it hasn't. And if it has, it's extremely rare. And what that means is that it's a lot more likely that if one of the rounds that you fire hurts another person, it's probably because you missed, not because the round went through the bad guy and hit another person. I believe that this is perfectly suitable for defensive use. I'd rather it penetrate too deeply rather than not enough. Yes, cue the 12-year-old jokes, but the fact is, it's better to have deeper penetration than not enough. That's just a simple fact. You got to get deeply enough to get those vital organs. But if you believe that that's too much penetration for defensive use, I totally understand. That's a valid point. And of course, it would still be a very good choice for hunting purposes. If you have any questions, or if you think I got something wrong, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your opinions on it. If you are just as excited about this new addition to Best Millimeter as I am, leave a comment. Have a great day.